All right, all right. Hey guys, welcome back to the Underground. This is Interactive Chat, Volume 47, our weekly Solo Man podcast where we talk about everything, news, reviews, discussions, announcements, everything. PSVR2 related. Guys, welcome. It is good to see all of you once again. Hope you've been having a great week. We've got two new games that launched today, as well as a huge update to talk about, and of course some news to go over, man. And first of all, you know, I'm sad to see spooky season come and go, but it was pretty good overall. Obviously, in terms of releases, a lot of stuff got delayed, and but we did have some good ones, yeah, man. But that being said, happy Turkey Month! Gobble, gobble, gobble! I love turkey, you guys. I really love turkey. And if you don't like turkey, I don't think we can be friends no more. What is up, guys? Good to see you. This is, of course, Interactive Chat, where I like to interact with you guys and say, what is up to Seven Sins Music? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for jumping in. Blue Jude, the Underground Game Cat Elite Name Squad in the house. This one. Game Cat Chicago, Looper, the Underground Game Cat. What up, homie? Good to see all of you guys. Oh, let me get the where's my chat at? Let's see here. Gotta make sure I got the chats in the YouTubes. I don't see your guys' comments on the screen. What is going on here? Technical difficulties. Woo! Anyways, guys, look, while I fix this, look at Resident Evil. Oh, there it is. There, it was just a little delayed. We've got Resident Evil 4, the biggest upcoming game, coming to PlayStation VR 2. Cannot wait. Coming this winter. And you know, like I said, I'm sad to see October go, but at the very least, I'm very, very happy that we are just this much closer to winter when we get Resident Evil 4, because while we don't pre-order anything around here before we get some reviews or get our hands on and get to check it out firsthand, not secondhand, then yeah, man, this is one that I'm very confident is going to be amazing. So cannot wait for Resident Evil 4. That's going to be so freaking good, man. So freaking good. Nick Milo says, "What's a GT7?" You're a GT7, Nick Milo. I love you, dude. Oh, but guys, let's go ahead and not waste any more time here, because we've got a lot, well, not a ton to talk about, but there's big things. It's more significance than it is over quantity here. What up, Daffy? Silver Nexus, my dude. Herb, Roy Schwartz, good to see all you guys. So let's go ahead and kick things off. We've got two new games that released today, and the first one we are going to talk about here is Peaky Blinders. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do, for some of the previews here, for showing off the footage, since I take the time to capture this footage, you know, I'm going to show this off in full screen for a little bit first, so you get a good look at it. But Peaky Blinders, I think, stealth dropped today. Did anybody know this was coming out today? Because I sure didn't. But this is, of course, based off of the mega popular TV series on, I think, I don't know what it's on. It's on Netflix. It's like from the BBC, something, I don't know. But so wanted to share my first impressions on this. And by first impressions, I mean, like, I literally did not have much time to check this out. I think I checked out the first 20 minutes. And this is an interesting one. Especially, I'll be interested mostly in hearing opinions from people that are fans of this show, because I have never seen this. But I can tell you what the VR game is like from my first 20 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and rip this Band-Aid off. When it comes to the graphics, obviously you can never go by the social screen output, because it's never representative of what's in the headset, whether it be good or bad or whatever. This one might sting a little bit, guys, if you're a fan of the show and really looking forward to this game, but don't worry, listen to everything I have to say here. Graphically, I I can't think of another word other than embarrassing. I feel embarrassed for this game's graphics. Like I said, the social screen doesn't really tell the whole story here. Visually, it has a pretty poor resolution in most areas. It is bad. It is like it looks kind of like a PSVR1 game resolution wise. Maybe not that blurry, but it's pretty bad visually. And like I said, I have a hard time coming up with another word than embarrassing, because I find the graphics to be quite embarrassing for PSVR2. I'd probably rather it have like reprojection or something than the way it looks. That being said, there are some things that look kind of nice in this game. Like, so I ripped that band-aid off. The graphics, resolution stuff is pretty bad. This person, look at the bug eyes, man. Look at the bug eyes on this character. Their eyes in this is just Halloween is over, guys. Let's not. You could tell I'm just trying to have some fun tonight. We are gonna have some fun because we got lots of cool shit to talk about. But I'm just talking about Peaky Blinders right now, dude. The way they stare at you is like this death stare. What is with their eyes, people? This game is, of course, made by Maze Theory, and it's based off the popular IP from the TV show, and it's set in like an early 1900s, I think like London or something. And it's all about like a criminal or crime kind of drama, maybe some comedy. It does have some humor and stuff. What's interesting is like some of the stuff, like the gloves, and there's like some reflections and some textures that actually look kind of okay in this. But for some reason, like especially like looking at these characters from a distance, they look god awful. Like you can barely see them. There's so much like aliasing and poor resolution, and a lot of it. And again, you can't really tell from right here, unfortunately. But graphically, it's rough, man. It is very, very rough. The good news here is that starting it, and again, this is just going off the first 20 minutes. This is like very, very first impressions. Usually I like to spend a lot more time, but it just came out today. I got off work, I immediately started playing it and had like a bunch of things to play. I like this little dartboard here. I always love dartboards in VR, and that's definitely something I like to I like to mess with the physics and test the physics. The physics are a little wonky. Here, I drew a picture just for you guys here. Just a lovely, lovely picture, just for you guys. Just testing out the physics and the chalk, and wanted to test the chalkboard here. Wait, what are you guys thinking? You guys are wrong. I am just drawing a rocket here, okay? You guys, I know what you were thinking. I know what you were thinking I was drawing. Shame on you. Shame. This is a children's program. No, it's not. Don't bring your kids to my show ever. No, I did that. So I was definitely laughing the entire time I was doing this. I was like, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get them good. Did I get you? Did I get you? But anyways, but so moving beyond the graphics, which we've already established are not very good, but no, they're just not very good. One thing I thought was interesting here was that the game itself actually seems kind of cool. Like, there's not a lot of narrative driven or heavily story driven games. This game actually has really, really good voice acting. There's that's rough right there. This game actually has like it's got some decent voice acting. Obviously, it's got some of the actual cast of the game. And the kind of things it's setting up at first, it's got the setting and whatnot. It's actually got like a decent like voice acting and a kind of like a variety. It's got like the VR mechanics that we like, although they're not like the smoothest. They're hardly smooth, but they're not like bad either, I would say. Like I said, I was playing with the darts. I'm playing with different things. Sometimes they get stuck. There's some weird collision issues and whatnot, as you usually find in games like these. Um, but uh, but actually, the voice acting and everything that it's getting started off with, I was actually enjoying, despite the poor graphics and kind of the wonky interactions and stuff. I was actually enjoying kind of the setup that they were going for here, and I might actually, even though I know nothing about the show at all, except for maybe like it stars Cillian Murphy and it's like about like 1920s gangsters or something. Um, I actually am kind of interested to jump back into this. I'll be interested to see if it improves, but surprisingly, there's a good atmosphere that this game has. Despite the poor graphics, it actually has like a decent atmosphere going on. It's got good voice acting, and it seems like it's gonna take you on like a fun TV adventure kind of thing going on here. But right here, like, you know, like I said, this character from far away looked awful, but you look out in the distance here in like this alleyway or whatever this is, and it actually looked pretty good. Just, you know, like I said, not graphically, but just the creativeness and the set design. So I really, really like the sets so far in this. I think it's pretty cool. It's definitely not my style of setting that, like, you know, I'm really interested in, but I was actually kind of digging this setting with the fog. Like the fog actually looked kind of decent. It's England, Birmingham, England, not London. Birmingham, England, 1928. And yeah, like, I don't know. It starts you off kind of meeting Cillian Murphy's character, who's obviously like the mob boss in charge or whatever, and you kind of the first thing they have you do is like interrogate somebody with a that's got like a bag over his head, and you kind of, it lets you decide kind of what happens to him, and he's kind of like a rat, but he's also, they give you a little bit more exposition and a little bit more background to his character, and they kind of let you decide, well, what do I think is the good thing or the bad thing. Killian with a K sound, Game Cat Chicago says. Yeah, I've always thought it was Killian, but I'm who knows for sure. What up, Max? But yeah, man, this is where you actually get to meet Cillian Murphy's character, something Shelby, Thomas Shelby. I don't remember his name. It should say it in just a second. Here we go. He kind of looks like him. He mostly looks like him. At least he doesn't have the dead eyes. Thomas Shelby. He doesn't have the awful dead eyes that the other characters have. They're giving you this death stare, but they try to, you know, they do some exposition, they do some storytelling. He's kind of introducing himself to you, and I'm sure fans of the show will be like, oh, this is so cool, like, I love this character, blah blah blah. He lights a cigarette for you, you get to smoke a little bit, you have a drink. But I'm interested to see where this is going, and I don't know if I can dedicate myself to watching the TV show, but I still wanted to check it out. I was thinking I wanted to approach this as somebody who doesn't. Now, when I say the graphics are embarrassing, you're gonna get a good look as to what I mean by that in just a second. So everything's going okay. The graphics don't look great. But where I'm having this conversation with him, he's telling me about everything that's going on, kind of setting up the beginning. And he's like, sit down, have a drink. The gloves actually look kind of decent. Again, the voice acting is great. I think that is actually Cillian Murphy. But I sit down here. But then I noticed something almost right away. Like, I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I like some exposition while getting to drink a little bit, getting to smoke a little bit. And I'm like, okay, this glass looks empty, but I'm going to try to drink it anyways. And then I noticed something kind of weird when the drink is pouring out. And I'm like, okay, guys, the water that's pouring out is rectangles. Hello. Did anybody not notice this when playing? Why is the drink coming out in the form of elongated rectangles? I have no idea. So again, guys, I wouldn't get this game for the graphics is all I'm saying, because that's just rough, man. But anyways, in my first thing, unfortunately, I didn't really get enough time to really see how this game gets going, but I like the atmosphere. I like the voice acting. I have no idea what's going on or who any of these characters are yet, but I'm a little interested to jump back in despite these issues. I'm a little interested to, I obviously want to keep going and see how this turns out. Because there are some things it's kind of got me interested in. And there are, oh God, I keep messing with this because I'm just like, oh my God, this is so sad. But anyways, I'll be interested to jump back into this one and get more on it. Are any of you in the chat big fans of the TV series? I saw somebody say they were a big fan of the TV series, and are you going to be picking this up, or is the embarrassing graphics too much of a turnoff for you? I don't know how much this game is either, to be honest with you. So hopefully it's not really expensive. I'm guessing it's probably, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but Max Zavala the third says, my fiance binged it and I would walk in every now and then. That doesn't count, Max. You don't get watch TV show by proxy when you just walk into the room occasionally. Bad Robo says the white stripes. Yes, this features the white stripes. But yeah, I like the VR interactions and I like the atmosphere. I like the voice acting. We'll see where this goes. I will, as long as I don't get too backed up with stuff to play, I will definitely be still interested in checking this out. This is the guy that you're like interrogating or whatever. He ratted you out. Filthy rat. Stitches get stitches. But anyways, first impressions, graphics are laughably bad. But there's some decent stuff here. It's $20. Okay. That's not too bad. I was honestly thinking it was going to be like some $30, $40 cash grab because of the name. $20 is not bad, but just know what you're getting here. I hope it turns out a little bit. I hope it at least takes you for a fun ride, because there is something here. But man, patch this game, Maze Theory. What's wrong with y'all? That's embarrassing, man. Is that really, really, like, you don't care? You don't care that your game looks like this? Really? Anyways. Let's go ahead and get into the next thing out today. But I thought I'd share my first impressions. Like I said, I wish I had a little bit more time, but I only had like 20 minutes to check it out. I'll give you some updated impressions as soon as possible. Nihilist Ryan, the Game Feline, thank you so much for the support, my metal feline friend. Says AJ, Nihilist Ryan. Nobody is talking about NFL Pro Era 2. Lots of people, or maybe just me, are dying to know what we get for twice the price of Pro Era 1. Yeah, the reason I haven't talked about Pro Era, so I'm a football fan, for the most part. And like the game was just okay. Like it wasn't anything special. I think it's definitely like a step in the right direction, but I don't think it's there yet. I liked the creativity. I liked being able to draw my own routes and stuff in 2MD VR football, which was much more of an arcade type experience. But yeah, man, I mean, a lot of our community just aren't really football fans. But what it is, Nihilist Ryan, is that the only thing I've seen from the trailers, which by the way, the NFL Pro Era update, I don't have any footage handy. Otherwise I'd be showing it. So I'm just going to show Madison VR instead. With NFL Pro Era, there was like a head-to-head is part of the update. I didn't know if it was just a roster update or what. But really the only big feature I saw from their trailer was like head-to-head, where you can play against somebody. And what I imagine that's going to be is just one person playing at a time, playing quarterback, and like the other person's on the sideline watching them from the sideline, and don't even know how that's going to look. It's interesting that it's $30. I don't know why. That really that's not a good price for this game. It is at most like a $15-$20 game. And they obviously tried pretty hard, but I just don't think they really made something worth writing home about. But yeah, man, so once I get a little bit more information, I'll try to cover more on it, tell you some impressions, whatnot. But I wish it was a free upgrade or whatever it is. I don't know why the NFL Pro Era 1 suddenly changed to 2, and then you got to buy it again or something. It makes no sense to me. It's a mess. But the guy behind that, the NFL player that really is like working on that or funded it or whatever, he said that the PSVR2 version is not ready and will need more time. So I don't think anybody's really crying over this delay. But yeah, man. Max Zavala says, the stuff you've played, how's the action? Any action? There wasn't really any action in Peaky Blinders. Not yet, but there's a lot going on. It does feel like a world that's kind of like living, which is nice. But Grumpy Williams says, what team do I root for? I am an Atlanta Falcons fan. Yes, so I know pain. I've known nothing but pain my entire life. The highest levels of pain, and I'm a Falcons fan because I'm still a Falcons fan for after 20 years. But I like football, man. I it's a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm not as into it as I was because I'm tired of being so disappointed all the time. But I watch the Falcons games. I just don't really keep up with like fantasy football or anything else. Anywho, so Peaky Blinders was not the only game that came out today. There is, of course, another game, which we've already talked about a couple times now, but that is, of course, Vampire the Masquerade Justice. And first of all, thank you all for checking out that video that I did and sharing my thoughts. It was nice of the developers. Also, thank you to Fast Travel Games for giving us not only review keys, but letting us preview the game before it launches. That usually is a sign of confidence. Regos Pantaleon says, thanks for recommending Vampire, AJ. I've been having fun. Yeah, man, me too. I'm not going to get too far into this game because I've already shared my thoughts like 2 or 3 times now. But long story short, I freaking love Vampire the Masquerade Justice, and I highly, highly recommend it. There's it's just, I feel like, if you like games, if you like video games, real video games, you should like Vampire the Masquerade Justice. If you're looking for every last little technical hoo-ha, blah, 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 then you're definitely going to hear some people overblowing things as usual. I noticed Brian talked about on Gamescast yesterday. He said that, when he mentioned, I don't want to discredit anybody saying that they're having technical problems, because I've learned that, unfortunately, not everything has like full parity. Even though we're all on the same console, it does sound like there are different technical issues that can occur. But yeah, man. So I didn't have enough time to play this post-patch. So everything that I reviewed on this game was pre-patched. And then they said that, Brian had mentioned some issues. I think some other outlets said that there were some issues. Some didn't have any issues like me. And then they said that there was a day 1 patch to address these. And then, yeah, that seemed to fix the issue for Brian. For me, I didn't get to jump in as long as I had hoped for, but hearing some people's reactions earlier this morning, like I was so excited. I was so excited to see what people were saying about this game. And like, you know, like finally, guys, we got a real game that's for gamers and it's VRAF and it looks great. And then there's been some people saying that they're still having some frame rate issues, unfortunately. And even the fast travel games are now looking into it. But I got to be honest with you guys. Listen, I don't want to discredit anybody, especially if they're actually experiencing issues, and there are issues that need to be addressed. But I really get the feeling that some of this is being overblown. I mean, some of the way that people kind of nitpick PSVR2 drives me nuts. I mean, if the way that PSVR2 gets nitpicked, how the fuck are you playing anything else on VR? Because like, for every little thing that somebody says about PSVR2, I'm like, you know, I like the Quest. I like the Quest 2. I don't have a Quest 3. But it's like, how the hell are you going to say something is like, you know, this is a game-breaking thing when the best that it looks on the Quest is what it looks like on the Quest? I mean, you people drive me nuts. Stop it. But again, for those that really like real games, real video games that are at a good price, lots of content, that look good, that play well, I think you're going to like Vampire the Masquerade Justice a lot. Grumpy Williams says, picking their nits again. Always be picking their nits, man. Bad Robo says, do you like real video games? Do you, punk? Because I do. But yeah, man, this game is fantastic. I really loved it. I highly recommended it. I still highly recommend it. I didn't get enough time to really jump back. I mean, I did jump back into it, and it did look slight. It's weird, man. It's a little. There is a little bit of an inconsistency here, where like sometimes I think it looks okay. Like sometimes I feel like it looks better than other times. And I don't know why that is. So hopefully the developers are looking into that, because when this game runs how it should and everything, like it's freaking fantastic. It's a top 10 PSVR game. I don't care what game it is. If it has some kind of technical issues, some judder, some things, then yeah, that's a problem. And it doesn't matter how good or what the game is. But this to me is like, this is like when people were like, I can't play Resident Evil Village because of the Mura. And I'm like, really? Like, you're going to miss out on that because of a little bit of Mura that your eyes actually adjust to. Maybe if you played for more than 5 minutes and actually, played the game like gamers do, you give your eyes enough time to adjust and you won't even notice it anymore. Did you ever think about that? Kill Artist, the Dream Weaver, Game Cat, thank you so much, man, for the donation. Appreciate you guys' support as always. Says, on my way home, going to fire up Vampire Justice. Hell yeah, man. Have a great time. Now, with this game, like I said, so this game is pretty big. There's 12 story chapters. It took me about 7 to 8 hours to beat, but then there's 4 additional locations, and I actually went back and played the 4 locations. I see you, Bad Robo. I played the four extra locations, and there was something interesting about them, is that the 4 locations were actually kind of like mini levels that kind of mixed up the gameplay quite a bit. So if you get kind of tired of doing the stealth mission, or, there's a good variety to the gameplay, a good sandbox kind of hybrid here where you don't have to play it very stealthy. Although I think that's the best experience, is playing it stealthy, because you're a vampire and you're just, you're kind of a glass cannon here. But the extra 4 levels actually throw in like some puzzles. Like they're like just straight up like, this is a short puzzle level. And it was a really nice surprise. just to kind of break up the monotony of everything else being, you know, similar to each other. Yes, the levels have like missions and stuff and objectives. I kind of would have liked to see some of these puzzles and stuff mixed into like interwoven with a little bit more into the main game, but I'll take it because they were actually just the fact that it was something different, just a more additional content for this game. I actually found it to be pretty enjoyable, and they're very short and just kind of cool puzzles to mess around with. So, and there was a couple nice surprises, but yeah, man. Also, when you complete the secret levels, you unlock new disciplines, which basically make you more powerful. They decrease like your thirst and stuff like that. So there's benefits to doing this as well. But overall, man, I thoroughly enjoyed this game. I highly recommend this game. And you know, one thing that I will say that I'm actually going to pay attention to moving forward is that I did something I didn't think about before. I did upgrade my PS5 with a solid state drive, expanded storage with slightly faster, I think, read and write speeds. And it almost got me wondering if, maybe, you know, if there is some kind of weird issue going on. I wonder if maybe the reason that I didn't experience any issues is because I have a slightly faster M.2 storage that I use. So moving forward, I'm actually going to be a little bit more mindful about this and install games on the base hard drive at first before moving them over, just in case that does affect, because, you know, I do want to make sure that I give an accurate experience or whatever to when I play stuff. I don't want to be like, well, you know, well, you should have a bigger hardware or faster hardware. So I don't even know if that has anything to do with it. It doesn't sound like it, but who knows? Just to play it safe. But yeah, man, thoroughly enjoyed this game. If you like Assassin's Creed, if you like Dishonored, then I highly, highly recommend this game. But just at the end of the day, like, it's just nice to get a badass game that has loads of content, a variety of gameplay, lots of VR mechanics. It looks good. And yeah, great haptics, adaptive triggers. You know, that's what we want from PSVR2 games. We want games that take advantage of the hardware and that are optimized for PSVR2. And so that's why I've been so supportive of this game, because it's like, this is a PSVR2 game. This is not just a simple quest port, you know, a low level port cash grab kind of thing. So hopefully we'll get more clarification on some of the technical issues that are being reported, and see what's going on. But let me just say, man, for all you people, which is none of you, by the way, but for all the people that are complaining about the way the game looks or whatever, go play Peaky Blinders and then go play this and then come back and see me. Because oh my goodness, man. If you think this looks bad, go play Peaky Blinders and then go play this, and you'll realize that no, you may be a little wrong here as to what a good game looks like and what a bad game looks like. Well, not a bad game, but graphically. So before we move on to the next topic, let's of course open it up to the chat to interact with you guys. So I'm gonna have a sip of my Voodoo Ranger here. This is actually pretty good. Fruit Force IPA Voodoo Ranger. I like this. Kill Artist says, how is the AI on PSVR 2? On a Quest review, they said the AI was bad. The AI is fine. What I really like about this game is that, so there's a lot of little things about this game that I think might get overlooked. But that's, again, I love attention to detail. I love depth to gameplay and mechanics and things like that. And I feel like this game has a lot of that. The AI is pretty good. It basically just paces around. And what I love is, like, you have this sensibility where you can't be running and do this, but if you're walking slow, you can press the trigger and your hand glows up or whatever, and you can see through walls and stuff. You can see where people are by their hearts. I love this mechanic where you can kind of sense where people are, and you see their heart. And on top of that, you also see their vision. It's got the little vision cones. So definitely took some like inspiration from, you know, different stealth games like Metal Gear Solid, where you see the vision and stuff like that. I haven't really played much Dishonored or Assassin's Creed, so I don't know how that compares, if they have those things too, but I really loved how just this game is very vampire AF, man. There's so many things. I didn't even mention before, stuff like the upgrade system. Like you're in this like chapel or something, this rundown chapel, and that's like your home hub or whatever. And like to get to the upgrade section, you walk up to like this big chalice and you like squeeze the triggers above it, and it like bleeds into it and fills up the cup, and then it teleports you. It's pretty cool, man. And you know, some of the puzzles in the game that you'll find, especially there's like puzzles where you have to like fill up cups of blood and stuff. And I just love all the little different vampire-y mechanics they have in this, and vampire themed details in this. Steve IRE says length. It's about, I think about 7 to 8 hours. But then there's 4 additional locations, which probably adds like another hour and a half or 2. Then there's a lot of replay value here. Like you can play, there's a lot of secrets that you can go back and get, which are pretty fun to do. There's targets hidden around that you use your crossbow on your arm, which I love the freaking crossbow. Definitely taken from Dishonored there. And then there's collectibles. And one thing I realized about the collectibles, the secret collectibles, is that the story of this game was like, you know, it was all right. Like I didn't really care for the story, but it does have good voice acting, and the collectibles that you find actually provide a little bit more context to the story and the characters. So that's kind of cool. They just kind of give you more background as to what's going on. So it kind of like makes it worthwhile to do all these additional things. But really, because of my time limit, I was just trying to get through the game. I did some of them, but also missed a lot. But graphically, this game, I think it looks great overall. I've described it as, it's got a very Saints and Sinners kind of art style to it. It looks like Propagation Paradise Hotel. It's not as sharp as Saints and Sinners. Saints and Sinners is insanely sharp on PSVR2. It's like Red Matter sharp. This game, I wouldn't say is as sharp, but it does look good. And it looks like, it kind of looks like Propagation, but with instead of like a super hyper realistic look to it, it looks more like a Saints and Sinners, that sort of comic book hybrid is how I usually describe Saints and Sinners. It's got like a hybrid look to it, where it's like they're kind of comic booky, but it also kind of looks real. It's hard to describe, but that's probably the best way to describe it. But yeah, man, absolutely love this game. Secrets of says it reminds me of Thief too. Yeah, that makes sense. GC13 in the house tonight. What up, homie? Says I'm definitely picking this game up. Good. I think you will like it. I think you'll like it a good bit, actually. Assuming that you don't run into the random technical issues that are being reported. I don't know if those are true or not, but yeah, I'm gonna give the people the benefit of the doubt here, and it really bothers me when there's a lot of secondhand reporting about issues in games and stuff, because stuff gets overblown. I was like expecting to jump back into this game post patch. I was expecting to look terrible and everything because of people's reactions online earlier. But then, like, you know, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just weird. I don't get people these days. Let's see here. Any other questions or Funky Sloth says, "Can you fly around as a bat, eagle flight style?" No, but that would be pretty cool. That was something I loved in Infamous Festival of Blood. But you do, they have like a blink mechanic here, which is like a teleport, and when you do that, it does have like this mist effect, like this black mist effect that occurs when you do that to kind of like, you know, I think it'd be a little goofy to have like bats like screeching when you, I mean, it'd be cool, but it also, it'd be a little bit more cartoony to have like bats screeching. I think they try to take this game very seriously. Like it tries to be more on the mature side, which is one of the things I love about this game. Let's see here. Prentice Summerscale says, "It's a stunning game, all things considered. The environments, freedom of movement, the freedom in this game, man. There's nothing I love more in VR than freedom. Combat options are nice, and scale are on another level compared to most VR games. It has that immediately fun quality." I'm with you there, Prentice Summerscales. It's just immediately good, and it stays good. It stayed good for me the whole time, and the more I go back and play it, I continue to enjoy it. Grumpy Williams says, "Saints and Sinners 2 shows physicals available for 11/16." Yeah. I thought you were going to say something about physics. It's not Saints and Sinners 2 level physics, definitely not, but it does have decent physics. There's a lot to interact with. Let's see here. Old Darth says, "Are you the only vampire in the game?" I think technically no, because the story is about basically you going up against or trying to find out or uncover who killed your master or whatever. And it kind of does like flashbacks telling the story that led up to the events of that. But I don't know. You're not the only vampire. You have an NPC friend who looks really cool. He looks like a Russian Nosferatu. I don't remember his name. Pietro. You have Pietro in the game who looks like Nosferatu, and he's always like, he's kind of like your NPC buddy that's like always telling you what's going on and stuff. And then he's definitely a vampire. he is as vampire as they get. And then there's some other like things. Let's see here. But yeah, man, I thoroughly enjoyed this game and highly recommend it. If you like big games, to me, this is like a mini AAA game. It's not a AAA game by any means, not even close. But to me, it seems like a tiny AAA game. And in some ways, I'll be really interested to see how this Assassin's Creed game turns out. I expect that to be pretty good. Not coming to PSVR2, obviously, but I expect that to be good. But I'm gonna laugh my ass off if this game ends up being better than the Assassin's Creed game that it totally rips off. That would be awesome. All right, guys. But yeah, I love this game. I've played it post-patch. I still highly recommend it. There could be some technical issues, so maybe a little bit of word of caution there. I haven't really experienced any issues yet. So I do think there was maybe, I don't know, man. It was hard. It was hard to tell. It does seem visually like there was a little bit of a difference from when I played it pre-patch. But it's kind of inconsistent, so it's hard to tell for sure. But overall, it looks good. And that's all I got to say about that. And that's all I got to say about that. All right, Jenny, let's go ahead and move on. Highly recommend. Nice to have a big game for a good price. Fast Travel killed it here, I think. It's easily their best game. And I, you know, let's see here. Yeah, if you have some of the technical issues and stuff, whatnot, I think this game is still an 8 out of 10. If you have no issues at all, like I had on my first playthrough, 9 out of 10, like easily for me, like especially compared to what we get overall in the VR space. This game should be a pretty big deal in my opinion. It's nice to see this gen that we're getting like a little bit higher standard of games in terms of content, quality, things. It's nice getting games like this, getting games like Propagation Paradise Hotel, where they can be a $20-$30 game and still give you, like, you know, a couple of hours to several hours of just quality game. And that's something I really wanted last gen. We had like standouts, of course, but most of the time we got a lot of indie games that really felt kind of indie. This feels really really polished, really quality for demand only the best. I agree, GameCat Chicago, which is why I don't like to just completely shoot down some people that are just trying to demand more or you know raise the standards, have high, you know, whatnot. But at the same time, it's like I think they're doing more harm than good, especially when they blow things out of proportion and there's misinformation. And that's where I get kind of bothered by it. Where, you know, like I said, I jumped back into this game today and I was like, oh my God, it's going to look terrible. It's going to look, you know, it's going to have these issues. Mind you, I just got out of playing Peaky Blinders and then jumped into it. But going from Peaky Blinders to this, I was like, oh no, we're good here. Like, no, this game looks fucking great. Absolutely. So, anyways, let's move on to something else here. We got some new news. So those were the two games that released today. I highly recommend Vampire. Definitely grab it and play it. It's very good. So Ghostbusters got an update today, or not necessarily an update to the game, but an announced update. And basically we got a look, we're getting a preview of the first DLC that is planned for this game. Now, I haven't played Ghostbusters enough yet, and I haven't really had too much of a desire to, but I do think the game has like some good redeeming qualities. I've had an okay time with it. Playing by yourself sucks and is pretty much impossible. There's definitely some major issues, major flaws with this game, but there's also some nice qualities as well because it was developed by End Dreams, who, while they struggle to make games with meaningful depth and good progression systems and all this stuff, they really struggle with that. At the same time, they're good at making like good looking games and good feeling games. Like, this game does feel good to play. This is footage of my first impressions playing with Miles, Death Lee, and Awesome Tatum, my dude. And like, I mean, granted, this was my first 20 minutes or whatever I played, but I thought it was good. I actually had a lot of fun playing this. The problem is that it doesn't have the staying power. I think that's the biggest issue with this game. Is there's two big flaws of this game so far for me. Is one, it's made for children, and two, it doesn't have good staying power. Those are the two big issues, and those are issues. I would have liked to see this be like a $20 game, have a little fun time for a little bit, but it's just okay. But anyways, this is news regardless. So let's check out the new game modes announced. Now, this is the first upcoming DLC for Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord. I don't like that name. And let's see here. We got the first details. Now, I'm not going to read the whole article. I'm just going to read what the new game modes are supposed to be. So, all right. And the first new upcoming mode. Now, these modes you get if you got the deluxe edition, which hopefully you didn't get, and hopefully nobody is going to get these modes because I don't like the deluxe edition scheme that they have here. I don't like the pay system. Again, there's things I like about this game, but there's also a lot of things I really don't like. And the DLC will give you some content for 6 months is not a practice that I approve of. Underground disapproved. The first mode, though, is Heist and Seek. The first competitive mode, so it's a competitive mode in Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord. Heist and Seek brings a thrilling twist to ROTGL gameplay. I don't. That's a weird thing to have there. That I guess that means Rise of the Ghost Lord. I was like, what is ROTGL? Like, really, guys? Three bank robbing brothers from the great beyond are carrying out a heist for old time's sake, and it's up to the Ghostbusters to put them away for good. In this game mode, players must team up to encounter each ghostly crook one at a time. Locate the first gigantic pile of gold and battle a stream of golden ghosts while the poltergeist takes cover. When all the golden ghosts are defeated, the Ghostbusters will follow him to the next gold pile. Wow, that sounds fun. Where he and his brother have a new team of golden ghosts ready for battle. Ooh. If the Ghostbusters make it, they must follow the brothers one last time to the final showdown. But there's a twist. It's a twist. The greed of the bandits rubs off on players, and now teammates are pitted against one another to compete for catches. If a Ghostbuster goes down, the money they've collected in the mission so far can be stolen by reviving the player on their team. Friendships will be tested when the Ghostbuster with the most loot emerges victorious in this winner-takes-all twist on the game. Ugh. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm not a big PvP person to begin with. So I don't know. Again, I just feel like I don't know. This is why I said don't get the deluxe edition, because you don't know what they're going to give you. It could be anything. It could be great, but I think it's worth holding out and waiting to see if you actually get something really, really good. Versus and just buying it later versus just blindly throwing money at them to give you something that is like no guarantee. And to be honest with you, maybe it's because I'm not a PvP person, but I don't think I don't think this is this sounds very fun. I would have liked maybe one people get to play as the ghosts and they're trying to rob and get away with money, and then the other people play as the Ghostbusters and they're trying to stop them. I don't know. That seems like a little bit better idea, and I thought of that in 3 seconds. But anyways, let's see what let's see if there's hope here. The other mode is Infestation. Welcome to Slime Central, where things are getting a little bit gooey. In this thrilling game mode, they called them both thrilling game modes, Ghostbusters find themselves at a location overrun by a particularly egregious and stubborn entity. This grotesque manifestation has burrowed itself into a home with the building's infrastructure. Armed with their trusty PKE meters, players will embark on a mission to locate this ghostly intruder. You'll track eerie activity and pinpoint the elusive nest location, but players beware, it won't be an easy task. You'll have to bust mischievous ghosts and maneuver through the horde of anthropomorphic manifestations. The trick to dealing with these nest monsters is to go for the eyes. Spoiler alert. Use your particle streams to hook the enemy's giant eyes and pluck them out with well-timed bosun darts. However, to even get its attention, you'll have to work together with your team to divide and conquer as other ghosts will rush to defend the nest. Get ready for a slimy showdown. So this is just like a reused thing from the other mode. Because I played was it On the Clock? I think I played On the Clock or something, and it had these monsters in it. So this is nothing really new. This is just kind of a reused thing of that. Okay. And this, guys, again, guys, this is why do not blindly throw out money when you don't know what you're getting. Because I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't excited about Ghostbusters. I played it. I had really, really low expectations. It was better than what I was expecting, but it still wasn't like great, or it wasn't amazing or anything. So I don't know. I would have much preferred I don't even know what to say, guys. Wasn't there like a Slimer mode or something? Like they said a Slimer mode. I thought Slimer was going to actually be in it. Maybe he is, No, this ain't doing it, man. It's not doing it for me. Yeah, I don't know. This game, I would have really liked. I like the idea of the bank heist, but not against NPCs and then you as Ghostbusters against each other, where you can screw over your friends. Or if you're playing against randoms, what's to stop them from totally dicking you over to win? Because I just don't understand. I don't understand. I would have much rather liked. Some people play as Ghost. Some people play as Ghostbusters. Best man wins. That just. I feel like I'm going crazy here. Anyways, that's the Ghostbusters news. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Maybe kids will like it. Anyways, guys, so that's not the only big news of today. In fact, possibly, besides Vampire the Masquerade Justice, the other biggest news, Gran Turismo 7, baby, got a huge update. Its biggest update yet, and it is, of course, it's added new vehicles, a couple new cars, but here it is, guys. Welcome to the snow tracks in Gran Turismo 7. Markio says, bring on the snow. Yes, guys. So I got to check this out today. I checked out the I did about 3 or 4 to 5 races here. Tried to try it as much as possible. Dude, I love this. So really, a lot of people, the off-road tracks and stuff, they get kind of a bad rap with Gran Turismo. And while I agree that they're not as good as the road tracks, the pavement courses and stuff, I actually think that the off-road stuff in Gran Turismo is definitely underrated here. First of all, visually, it was so nice to jump back into this game. And let me just say, the mountains and the trees here are absolutely gorgeous, man. The trees in the background look stunning. Like the mountains look stunning. It looks beautiful. It is so good. But of course, this game is mostly about the gameplay, which is also really good. But let me just say, I don't know if I need to adjust my. So I'm playing with the Thrustmaster T150 Pro, and I might have the force feedback turned up a little bit because woo-wee, this is a bumpy ride, man. This is so freaking bumpy. my stick, if you see in the footage, you see like the vehicle kind of shaking a little bit. Like, so was my wheel. My wheel was going bonkers. I might need to turn it down a little bit. This does not happen on normal tracks. It was mad bumpy. And I think, I don't know if that's by design, if that's supposed to be like that, or if that's a setting I have. I don't know. I might need to adjust it a little bit because, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I love it. But it's rough. Like it is intense bumpy. But I love this. There's 3 new courses. There's 3 new courses to try out. This was the first one. This is the truck race. Guys, those trees and those mountains, look, no pop-in, crystal clear, no aliasing, beautiful. It looks so good in the headset. The Old Darth says it shouldn't be that bumpy. I don't know if it was because of the snow tires or what, but it was super bumpy. Like, it was bumpy the whole time. As you just where you see my car bumping up and down, that was my wheel bumping up and down too. But that being said, I love the new addition to Gran Turismo. This game, you guys, is a shining example of, man, I'm telling you, if we had a couple more games of this quality and this fidelity, just like a couple more or several more, like PSVR2 would be selling in the millions, the multiple millions, if we get more stuff like this in the future. This game, this is why we love AAA games in VR, because there's just this intense, this amazing quality and fidelity to them, from the physics to the gameplay to the visuals to the content, to the depth, to the customization, to just all of the polish and qualities. Let me just say, it was so nice to have an excuse, as if I needed another one. It was so nice to have an excuse to go back and play Gran Turismo 7 again with my racing rig, because holy crap, it feels so good and it looks beautiful. And it's very, very pretty. I haven't had enough time to see how much you can make the weather more intense. It didn't seem like, when I did the customization, it didn't seem like there was an option to make it very, very snowy. I would love to be able to crank, like how you can have rain in the game. I love the visual effects of the rain. But I didn't see anything yet about making it very, very snowy. And I'm very curious to see if that is something that's achievable. I don't think it is from what I've played, but maybe. But yeah, man, this game is incredible. It's a top 3 PSVR2 game. It's a system seller. Like, literally, you could buy Gran Turismo only and a wheel set up, and PSVR2 would be worth it. But it's such an amazing thing, and it was so nice to jump back into this. It's a fully fledged AAA game that is just converted to VR, and that's what it's all about. But I love the addition of the content. I think somebody said they like the off-road a lot. I do too. I actually think the off-roading in Gran Turismo is a little underrated, a little underappreciated. It doesn't have necessarily the tightness of, like, let's say Dirt Rally, which is pretty much mostly 98% dirt tracks and stuff. It doesn't have like the drifting, I mean, it does, but it's a little bit different. But I think, I don't know why the off-roading in Gran Turismo gets a bad rap, because I feel like it is very, very good. It's just very difficult. It's very difficult to tune your car properly and to get used to the gameplay. Feel the magic. Thank you so much for the donation. Says, can you smash into a snowman? I don't know. I don't think so. I haven't yet. But yeah, man, this shit right here is just, so there's the new challenges or whatever. There's a 4-wheel drive challenge. And this, if you're looking to play the new snow levels, you got to go to Canada. You go to the Americas, and then there's a track that's in Canada, and that's where you get to play these. You got to put snow tires on your vehicle, as you see I'm doing here, and it's the Louis course. Here's another look at one of them. I'm gonna do something. Lake Louis or Lake Louise. I don't know. Old Darth says, careful, AJ, Canuck here. Hey, man, thank you for giving us snow levels. Guys, look at this, though, man. This shit is so fun. So obviously I'm not in a truck anymore. I'm in like a GTR now, and it's way faster. It is way more difficult. I chose a bad car here because I basically chose a rocket, and having a rocket on snow is not the best idea, at least starting out. But guys, look at the trees and stuff like that. The trees in the mountains look that good in the headset. I shit you not. It looks that good. Luis, says Old Darth. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Lewis wouldn't have an E at the end. But the mountains, the trees, look at how dense those forests are in the background. It looks like that. But again, physics wise, it feels really, really good. It is definitely a bumpy ride. But I love this, man. And let me just say, again, I think this is one of the reasons it's nice to revisit this game, because this game is super important to VR as a whole. I noticed like even like the people that are just GT enthusiasts in general, they seem like they play this game a lot in VR. This dude got me here. He got me good. So, but I absolutely love the snow levels. I chose not to spoil it here unless you guys vote on it, unless you want to see it. I did capture footage, so this is just in the daytime. I did capture some footage in like the evening, in the nighttime, where there's some more lighting going on. If you guys want to see it, I'll show it to you. Otherwise, go check it out yourself because it's beautiful with the colors and everything. The beautiful lighting, the beautiful colors at night. It is gorgeous. And but yeah, it is awesome. The nighttime looks awesome. I think yeah, I'll show it off if you guys want to, but if you want to just see it for yourself first. I didn't want to spoil it. I didn't want to spoil it because it looks really nice. Silver Nexus says show a peek. Okay, I'll show a quick peek. Not much. Just a little bit here. Of what the nighttime looks like. And I'll do like a late evening or something where it's not full blown nighttime here. But let's see here. This should be it, I think. But you'll just at least get a look at the different lighting here and see how pretty it is, because it is beautiful. This looks like late evening. This might be twilight. But yeah, I love how the lights light up on the track. That's now you can see where I got my thumbnail for this video. Actually, this doesn't really do it justice, but you can kind of see the track lit up a little bit, and it's like blue. There's these blue lights. The lighting is really good. It definitely looks way better in the headset. It looks beautiful, but look at this, man. And I chose like some thick, misty clouds, and the lighting. Oh, it's just so gorgeous, man. It's so pretty. It's awesome. Steve Irie says, yes, GT7's dirt physics are horrible. I wouldn't say they're horrible. They're definitely not as good as their road physics, but yeah, there's definitely a learning curve to them too. I wouldn't go as far as to say they're horrible, but they're definitely not. They don't feel as good or as polished as the street physics. I actually like them quite a bit, but again, you know, they're not dirt rally level of physics and stuff for the dirt, and they're also fun. They break up the monotony a little bit of just track after regular track after regular track. But yeah, man, this is just absolutely gorgeous though, and like I said, the background looks amazing. So this isn't though the only part of the update. We'll go ahead and kill that there. Now back to the daytime levels. So they also added some new vehicles. In particular, I don't know if the footage is going to make it there in time, but I did boo forth. I did check out the new Challenger. There's a new Dodge Challenger Diablo series. Dude, I didn't even upgrade that thing or customize it or tweak it at all. And man, it is nice. It is definitely like a high-end futuristic muscle car. And it is powerful. It's like a muscle car with good traction and steering, which is very strange. But yeah, the new Diablo Challenger is dope. I highly recommend grabbing it. It's only 200,000 credits. But yeah, I thought I saw that they had that they were going to have a new Vision concept car. I didn't see it yet, but so this is where I grab like a rocket, another turbo rocket, and I just immediately lose control here. But this was a lot of fun though. So I can't wait to spend some more time with this. I thoroughly am enjoying the snow update. I do hope that there's an option to like actually have like snowing weather effects, like where it's beautiful here. The track is nice, but the mountains and the trees are gorgeous. And then of course the lighting at night is also really gorgeous. The snow that kicks up from the tires on the dirt tracks, it was kind of blurry. This is a little bit more clear, which is nice. Just the little special effects there. But yeah, man, I think I wipe out like right here because I'm just pushing the pedal to the metal here. Maybe not here, but very soon. I wanted to show you guys footage of the Challenger Diablo, but it doesn't look like we're gonna make it to it. But guys, awesome update. I look forward to more Gran Turismo 7 updates here. That's one thing that despite having a horrible launch for VR, Gran Turismo Sport actually got a lot of post-launch support where they added like tons of new tracks. They added actually they made like every track accessible, and then they also added every time there's a new vehicle, they added a new thing. And this game has such a fidelity to the crafting of the vehicles, to the physics, things like that, that something as much as just a new car can make a difference as a new form of content, because a lot of just the way it feels is so much different and so much better. Hopefully here, maybe I don't know what quick race is. I didn't do that yet. Like I said, I had to squeeze in what I could here to do it. I think we're gonna get a look at the Diablo here, and maybe I can turn on the audio here. Let's take a look at this beautiful Diablo here. This is the Challenger Diablo. There we go. Show off a little gameplay here. Yes, this is always a fun course to just kind of warm up on, to try something new. There she is. I kept calling it the Demon. It's the SRT, I mean Diablo. It's the SRT Demon 18. Here we go. Here's a look at the new car. If you're not interested in the snow or the off-roading, have a look, have a fancy at the brand new vehicle here. This thing is awesome. I'm just immediately smoking everything in my path, and it surprisingly had really good handling. I don't know why. I don't think I've ever seen a muscle car have such good handling. But this thing, there's a reason they call this thing the Demon, man, because holy crap. It is definitely like driving a bat out of hell. It's super cool, man. Super cool. I thought I was gonna wipe out a few times here, but it actually caught it and didn't, because it's just got such good handling, and that is with zero customization from the shop. That is just the base vehicle came with all this. So I'm glad I got to show this off here. I thought I was gonna wipe out right here or something, but hell yeah, guys. That is it for tonight, man. Thank you so much for coming out and hanging out tonight. Go pick up Vampire Masquerade. Go download the Gran Turismo 7 update and check that out, man. I appreciate you guys as always. Appreciate your donations, you coming here and just hanging out and having a good time. I appreciate these lovely people down here who literally save me from and help me pay my bills and have bailed me out of some hard times. Really appreciate your support, guys. It does help this channel keep going, because it keeps me from being homeless and lets me pay my bills. So it is very appreciated. But everybody, happy Turkey Month, as I said. Gobble gobble. We've got hopefully some exciting releases here. Maybe Monday's Gamescast. Brian and I will preview and do a hype scale as to what's coming out this month, and we'll see what's expected to come out this month, and we'll give it the hype scale rating on Monday's Gamescast, man. And but there's going to be a couple surprises for sure, especially from what Brian's telling me. It sounds like there's some cool surprise games that may not be on your radar from what he's told me. Brian's good at leaking Sony stuff. I'm good at leaking without parole stuff. Silver Nexus, thank you so much, man. Thanks, PSVR Underground. He says Thursday officially sucks. Just a little bit less now. Thank you, my friend. Take care, be merry, and game on, PSVR Underground. Game on, Game Cats, game on to the best, one of the best communities I've ever seen online ever. I love you guys so much. You're the best. You're wonderful, wonderful people. Where's my... Well, I was looking for my Halloween mask because I was going to bring it back, but it's way across the room. But guys, I'll try to post some more stuff here very soon. So y'all have... GC13 says, I really am the best. You are so full of yourself. No, I'm just kidding, GC. You are all the best. Equally, GC. Equally. Each and every one of you. Y'all have a wonderful night. I love y'all. You're the best. Let's get out of here with some metal and some Astro dancing. Thank you so much, GC, the 13, the Diet Pepsi Cat. You are the best. Really. Appreciate you. Game Cat Chicago. Now I'm going to go get an Italian beef sandwich. Markio, the Game Cat Dojo Deceiver. Thank you for joining us tonight, you traitor. I'm just kidding. Silver Nexus, my dude, thank you so much for the support as always, my friend, and just being an awesome, well-rounded dude. Same, just like Scott, the PSVR Game Cat for life. Later to you, man. Mad Vegan, good night to you. Guys, on Facebook to you. Steve, IRE, thanks for tuning in, sharing some of your opinion on Gran Turismo and other things. Dinner Pajama, the Geeky Game Meow. Markio, the Game Cat Dojo Deceiver, thank you again. Awesome Tatum, my Crossfire dude. When are we gonna get back into some Crossfire? Awesome Tatum. I still got like half that freaking game to get through. I've played that game so much and it just like never ends. GC13 says hilarious to see Astro rocking beautiful to some death metal. I agree. Let's get it, Astro. Let's get it. Yeah. Yeah, metal baby. Metal, mosh pit, circle pit. Astro started a circle pit here. Guys, you all have a wonderful night. I will see you again very, very soon. Feel the Magic, Bad Rebel, Hookworm, Kill Artist, Macho, all of you, you're the freaking best. I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.